Hello, Facebook friends and audience for this is NanaEfua. It's been a long time that you saw us. Merry, happy, everything related to Mother's Day and Mother's Week. We have an amazing guest here with us today with Birthing Project USA, and we're very excited. Just before that, we just want to remind you that Shared Harvest is still campaigning and really getting excited about our rollout. Our rollout is coming up in almost 6 weeks. Yay! And we will share with you what our new campaign page looks like, but you can go and visit it on in demand. But before we talk more about us, let's talk really about what's going on with the Birthing Project USA. I want to introduce our lovely guest, Leseliey, who is the CEO of Birthing Project, and let's give her time to say hello. Hi, Leseliey.
Hello. Thank you for having me on today.
Thank you for joining us. You are a part of a very amazing project and initiative that's been going on for decades, and we need to know about it, and we need to find out how we can support it. So tell me a little bit about BPUSA.
I will. So the Birthing Project was founded by Kathryn Hall-Trujillo over 30 years ago, and our mission is to improve women's health and birth outcomes, one sister friend, one safe birth kit, one woman, one family at a time.
I love that. And so tell me a little bit about what a sister friend is. I know what my sister friends are.
Yes. So similarly, a sister friend is what we, know a sister friend to be, somebody who we connect with, who cares about us, we care about them, we take care of each other. For our pregnant moms, a sister friend is a woman who connects and helps and cares for a pregnant mom through pregnancy, labor, delivery, and until baby turns 1 year old. So that sister friend connects with that mom weekly. She might visit that mom at home. She might go to a prenatal appointment with mom. After baby's born, she might help support breastfeeding. She might bring her a meal or two. Really somebody that cares.
That's a an angel.
Yes, we all need a sister friend. Every mom needs a sister friend.
So where did this sister friend idea come out of? How did that come about? It sounds so ingenious.
Well, if you talk with Kathryn Hall-Trujillo, who we affectionately call Mama Katt, she would share with you that the idea came out of her work as a public health administrator for the state of California years and years ago. And she was looking at just not just the sheer number of babies that were being lost at that time, and also the cost of caring for babies born too soon or babies born too small, and looking at interventions that might, spare moms the loss and also save money at that time for the state of California. And that is where she conceived of the idea of a sister friend, of creating networks of extended family to support moms in pregnancy, through labor and delivery, and also postpartum. I would add to that as well that from a public health perspective, we often talk about and use the terms infant mortality, maternal mortality, but we really need to connect to the fact that we're talking about dead moms and dead babies. So
wow, that is powerful. I don't think enough people, statistics come out of our mouths so frequently, but when you put it in those words, it does resonate.
It is, and it is not, it's a personal issue for many of us. And I know for my own family, I was present with my brother and sister-in-law when they lost my nephew at a local hospital here in Detroit when he was born too small and too soon. At that time, I also happened to be a public health administrator myself in maternal child health, where we would actually get lists of babies lost. And I had to look at my nephew's name on a list. Wow. So, profoundly personal. And we need to really think about the babies we're talking about as our own babies, the women we're talking about as our sisters. And that's what Sister Friends helps us do.
No, that is fantastic. I think, we all, it's interesting with moms out there. You talk to a mom and she's got a birth story, and those stories resonate with another mom. And sometimes we forget because, there's a lot of us that make birthing look very easy, right? But the reality is, just because we've been doing it since time immemorial does not mean it's easy. And actually, there is a lot of risk with labor. And I know, it's one thing to have someone like Serena Williams tell her story, but there's a lot of non-Serena Williams out there that are just equally important, and their stories are just equally valuable.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Linda Villarosa, I believe, wrote an article in the New York Times just addressing this issue.
Yes, it, I think, is one of the most comprehensive and well-written articles on the topic that I've read in a really long time. And I read a lot of these things. And I think it really gives voice to the challenge of maternal and infant mortality in the United States, and in particular, the disparity that we face, recognizing that our maternal mortality for women of color, for African American women, is about 4 times the rate for white women. And our babies die at a rate 2 to 3 times higher than the infant mortality rate for white women. And those are really, really stark and sobering numbers, but ones that warrant a good look at the issues that we're facing, right? So we know, for example, that our country is not exactly set up to nurture and support moms, period, when we compare it to European countries with paid maternity leave and paternity leave and all of these that we don't have. At the same time, we exist and live our lives in this context of institutionalized racism, living in a society where we have created sort of this hierarchy of human value, where we treat people differently, listen to people differently, and care for people differently based on the color of their skin. And that impacts the stress that we're all under, and it really shows up in our pregnancies and in our babies and in how we give birth and how we live.
Yeah. No, that is valuable. And one of the things that Shared Harvest is really about is not only acknowledging the challenges and the issues that are so facing our societies, but bringing the light to solutions, coming and mobilizing and partnering with organizations who have real tangible solutions and are about boots on the ground doing the great work. And I think personally, BPUSA is a boots on the ground type of organization that I'm really in love with. So tell me a little bit about these birthing kits that you guys came up with and the campaign that you have going on.
Yes. So, as you mentioned, Boots on the Ground, we are a grassroots volunteer movement. And we partner with Zubaida Bai at Eyes, a company in India started by a woman herself who decided to make safe birth kits to help reduce maternal mortality in countries where resources are really a challenge. And so we know that around the world, every 2 minutes, we lose 60 moms due to complications of pregnancy and childbirth and lack of safe birth supplies, right? And so we partner to provide safe birth kits, and we know that we can buy a safe birth kit for the cost of some of our fancy cups of coffee here in the United States. We can buy a safe birth kit and get it to our birthing projects in other countries where having these supplies can really make a life or death difference for moms.
Excellent. Kit, do you have an example of one of those kits with you?
Oh, I do. I'm so excited. I do have one. So here's
Yeah.
the kit.
Oh, that's such a cute bag.
It is, and the newer ones come in hot pink, right?
Wow.
So inside the Safe Birth Kit, you'll find a sterile absorbent pad, right? It's rather large too, right, for mom and baby. You'll also find in the kit sterile gloves,
Okay.
a razor to cut the umbilical cord, an umbilical cord clamp,
Wow. Excellent.
tweezers, and medicated soap,
Okay.
right? So all of these items in a nice compact package for the low cost of about $5 will really make a big difference in moms' lives, and the packaging even our moms like even the packaging, and often use the package as a purse.
Because after you've had a child, what woman does not deserve a nice purse, right?
A couple nice purses. Yes.
No, I think that's wonderful, and it just really has that human touch to it. So I really think that's a fascinating thing to offer. And let's get into the campaigns page. So you guys are on Level Market, right?
Yes. So we're pairing up with Level Market to actually be their first nonprofit to launch on their Level Giving platform. And so it is a whole platform dedicated to getting aid where it needs to go. And so for the campaign for us, we're focusing on our birthing project in Malawi, started by Miss Lois Silo. And there in Malawi, the infant mortality rate in Malawi is about 634, I believe, 634 deaths per 100,000. In contrast, to ours here at about 43. And so a lot of help needed there in Malawi. And Miss Lois works with safe birth attendants and works with the local clinics and the rural hospitals and pregnant moms to help moms get to where they need to be to deliver safely, and to make sure they have the resources and the safe birth kits to deliver safely wherever they are. So some of the moms don't even get to make it to the clinics due to the distance they have to travel. And sometimes those clinics don't have the supplies that they need.
No, that is so, and that's, Malawi is one example, but there are many villages and communities globally that have that same situation, But there is also something to say about the global national dichotomy too. Can you talk a little bit about that?
One of the things we have for our work over the past 30 years, we've had birthing projects in 100 different communities across 13 countries, and about 10,000 babies born across the projects. And right now, we have about 20, we have active Sister Friends projects in about 22 cities, and then safe birth projects in 8 countries. What we find as an all-volunteer movement, that a lot of folks actually are quite interested in providing sort of aid or volunteering to help moms globally. And the commitment of, giving up that fancy cup of coffee to give a safe birth kit is something that it feels really tangible to people. And I think with the right information, sort of sharing that with people, a lot of folks choose to make that commitment. I think the commitment that we ask for locally, given that our problems here are a little more complex, the safe birth kits won't solve them. We really need to invest the time and energy to forming those extended family networks and supporting our moms through the whole process. That commitment can be a little bit harder to get folks to make, but we're thankful that women have continued to make it over the past 30 years.
Yeah, and you not only make it, but you've got an amazing job doing it. How do you manage your volunteers? And have you guys ever experienced a drought in volunteers?
So one of the ways in which we manage our volunteers is by making sure they know how much we appreciate them. As the Birthing Project, and one of the things that we do when we train all of our birthing projects is emphasize to them that as a leader, a coordinating body, a bunch manager, your job is to really support and encourage your sister friends so that your sister friends support and encourage your moms. And making them feel part of a community. We have an annual gathering every year on the ocean, and you would be surprised how many women make it there from around the world, even women with not a lot of resources. And wow. Just feel so humbled by that. And so that makes a big difference, I think, in making sure volunteers feel appreciated, feel a part of the Birthing Project family. And know that we need them.
That's excellent. And so how can you just tell our viewers, how can people get involved, both, of course, on the campaign and donations, but in a non-monetary way?
Yes. So first on the campaign, I know that you have the Level Giving site. Folks can go to our campaign page on Level Giving and can give there. Our goal is to raise 500 safe birth kits for the Malawi Birthing Project within the next 30 days.
You guys, you will do that. I believe in it. I believe you'll do it.
We can do it, and we're grateful, Dr. Nana, to have you as well as a Safe Birth ambassador. And I can share with folks that just on Mother's Day alone, we raised in a separate effort 200 kits. So we know we can do this 500.
Oh, yes. And if anyone is out there right now, they need to get on this website and donate, because more than 500 birth kits should be raised. Period. Yes. $7. It's like a cup. It's like a cup of Starbucks.
It is.
All that extra, whipped cream and all the stuff you shouldn't take.
Please. And so folks can get involved that way. Also, our Safe Birth campaign is powered by many students across the country. So students who are interested can start a student chapter at their universities or college or university. We have student chapters at Wayne State University, our first ever founded one. We have birthing projects at the Elam Medical School in Cuba. We have one at University of Michigan. So please, if you want to start a birthing project at your university. Also, for Sister Friends projects, we train new Sister Friends projects, and we'll be working to do that more as we've moved through our leadership transition. So we'll be outreaching more to do more of that. And then finally, we welcome volunteers to help us with things like our marketing, with fundraising, other administrative tasks. We love volunteers who love us and our mission.
You sound like a Sheriff Harvest. We love volunteers who love us and our mission as well. And what our platform is designed to do is make sure we can mobilize as many volunteers and support them so that they can support your work. That is exactly why we exist. And I mean, right now, can you tell us what's the easiest way for people to get involved now or contact you? Are you guys on social media?
Yes, so we are on Facebook, so you can reach us on Facebook. Folks can also reach out to us through our website. We have an email listed there. And I'm sure maybe you could share my email with viewers and with the Shared Harvest community. Contact me and we'll get you started.
Excellent. So how long is the campaign running for?
The campaign runs through June 11th. We have 26 more days in the campaign.
26 more days. Okay. So in 26 more days, can you give our audience 3 action plans?
Yes.
What can they do 26 more days.
So what you can do in the next 26 days would be to go on our campaign site and give a safe birth kit, and then tell 10 other friends to do the exact same thing. Tell 10 other friends to do the exact same thing, and I know that we will meet or exceed our goal. And if you have it in your heart to volunteer further, either as a safe birth ambassador, to start a Sister Friends project, or to work with us in other ways, please reach out.
Wonderful, wonderful, Leslie. It's been awesome having you on as our guest, and I can't say enough about the amazing work you guys are doing. I want to make sure that at the end of the day, people understand how important this is, and not just how important it is just for birthing kids, but the mission and to be part of the movement. And I love the concept of the Sister Friends, because we're all in this together. And the more we work together to support each other, the better we are in the end. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your time today. Thank you for all that you do to support us and the campaign as well.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure. So we're going to say goodbye to Leslie. Have a great day, and support the campaign.
Please. Thank you.
You're welcome. And as we wrap up too, we just want to remind you as well that Shared Harvest is launching mid-June, and we're very excited. Our Indigo in Demand campaign is up, and we are still raising funds and building awareness of what we're doing as well. And we enjoy having as much feedback. In the past 2 weeks, we have received so many stories about individuals who are struggling with student loan debt and wanting to volunteer and support causes just like the Birthing Project USA. And that's why we're building this platform. It's to be able to support the volunteers and back them up while they're doing amazing work, one social good at a time. So easy to get on the In Demand site is the bit.ly /SHF. That's in all caps, In Demand. And you should be able to go there and donate even $5, pick one of our amazing perks. And one of our interesting perks that are happening right now is we have the Debt Freelancer Believer perk, which is basically you have an opportunity to feature your resume, who you are, what you do, and what kind of great projects you can offer to nonprofit agencies right there on our site. So you can sign up for that perk through the In Demand. Other than that, we just want to thank you for tuning in again, and we will see you guys next week. Until then, be well and stay blessed. Bye-bye.